Let's go.
Pittsburgh Steelers fans everywhere. Thanks for tuning in to another Wednesday night episode of Pump Your Brakes podcast. I'm one of three. We got the triple OG, Shannon White in the building. Trip, what's happening, man? How you doing?
I'm doing great. There's a lot of action going on today to talk about.
A lot of action, man. A lot of action. Just like Worm said on Rounders. You remember that movie? Lots of action. Lots of action. Big-G. Nah, you need to get your pipe down sign. Not hype. Get your pipe sign. Pipe down. After last show, we just finished the show. Go ahead and tell the people about it, Big-G, that may not have been there to watch it. Tell them what it's about. Just give them the skinny on it, Big-G.
Yeah, I'm putting up the hype sign because I'm still hyped from over there with the dang on. Listen, y'all know in here, I got to be, calm down a little bit. Shannon be trying to instill words of wisdom to me. Tate tries to keep me in a cage, So over here, I got to calm down a little bit. But I'm still hyped. But on our show, the pregame show for this is called Smash the Gas. And when I'm telling you, I cut up and act a fool over there, and all you Pittsburgh Steelers fans that need to hear something about Smash the Gas, come on over there and get you some before we come in here and pump your brakes. Because I'm telling you tonight, it was off the hook. And the people was like, oh my God, I never seen this side of G. Well, just keep coming on over there and watch Smash the Gas, and you're going to figure out quick, fast, in a hurry. Because I'm totally uncensored over there. Totally uncensored, Shannon. I don't care nothing about them. I'm going to let them know what time it is over there, dog. I'm letting them know.
It's really a safe space to vent. Like, it's perfect for Claude because you can pretty much say what you want to say. Negative about the Steelers and Thomas, getting all the stuff off your chest. We don't got to try and keep all the positive energy. You know what I mean? We trying because we all fans. We want to look forward, see the good side of things and all that. So, on this show, we turned Big-G loose. I think he was ready to get into a fight with you said if they drafted somebody, you said you was gonna go over there and do something to somebody.
I was gonna do something strange to somebody if they draft one of them bums they was talking about over in the live chat. Shannon, people kill me, Shannon, because they have all type of critiques about what type of player they need and this, that, and this, and ain't watched film the first. Ain't watched film the first. Ain't read nothing about no player evaluations. Ain't looked at apples to apples. And they over there talking about, we need to get this guy and this guy. Stop it. You ain't watched film. But that's why we educate them over here, Shannon. We got to educate them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Man,
everybody wants to have a we need new guys here. We need new receivers, but they don't have anybody in mind. But everybody comes available. It's like, nope, not that one. Yeah. Not that one.
The fans that don't really get it, like you get somebody in the live chat. I'm not saying anybody here right now or anything like that. I haven't seen that, but I see where people's like, why don't we just trade Najee Harris for Saquon Barkley? Don't work like that.
The hell? No. It don't work like that. Stop it. It don't work like that. No.
Right. I think they think from a Madden video game perspective that you can force anything to happen when you can't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I've seen stuff from colleagues that is taking me back. I guess, I'm like, what? I think a lot of times people get caught up in their feels.
Yeah.
Right.
But Shannon and Tate, you know who do it? You know why people do that? Because these two dudes we gonna run up against tonight, Shannon. Mel Kiper and Todd McShay over there talking big trash. They don't have a freaking clue. And we gonna run them up out of the building tonight, dog. We gonna run them. Shannon, we gonna run these boys. We about to do a lap on them, Shannon. All the way. I ain't pumping no brakes. Tate, mash it. We gonna do a lap on them. Because they listen. They got all the time, effort.
Big-G, you got a burner account where you call yourself Big Pun?
No. That's punishment from over there off Mighty. What's cracking punishment? Yeah, I'm trading Mika. We gonna get to it tonight. Adios, muchachos, my friend.
Shout out Big Pun. The homie Luke Cage, of course, #1 chat general, Afton in the building.
Yeah.
But fellas, man, so that's how we gonna play out this evening. We're gonna talk about the combine and what you guys thought, because I'm suggesting with my graphic that you guys are just as good as, if not better than, Kiper and McShay. And the Daniel Jeremiah pretty good though. That's why he's front and center. So
yeah. I'm gonna give down Jeremiah my dog. Now, I listen. Me and I cut for Jeremiah, but the other two,
right?
Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
He called them bums. So we're gonna talk about the draft. Ask Big-G and Shannon whatever player. I'm gonna ask them to tell me a couple of players who they'd like to see the Steelers potentially draft somewhere in the top 5 rounds. We got our first super chat from the homie Danny Littlejohn. Super chat from Steelers lead. Let's get Danny's first. Go ahead, read it, Big-G. Thanks for the $2.99, Danny Littlejohn. We appreciate you, man. I'm gonna salute you. I'm gonna go one way, not going both ways like my partner.
No, double down, Tate boy. Fresh, do what you do. Hey, Danny Littlejohn, man, we appreciate you, bro. He said, fellas, does Barkley's contract affect the running back market? Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
You don't think it do?
No, absolutely not.
I bet Derrick Henry get more coin now because of it.
Okay, cut the deck. Maybe Bijan after that. Maybe that. That ain't nobody else getting no more. And now
Gibbs is gonna affect him.
Yeah, the dude from Buffalo, James Cook, he said he won 15 already.
He ain't getting 15.
Like y'all been blackballing us, colluding us, and everything for about 5-6 years now. Now we want some get back.
You know what's gonna happen?
The cap went up.
Yeah.
So naturally, their salaries will go up.
And some of them boys going to be on the streets here in a minute. Tate, put that Steeler Lee up there, bro.
Steeler Lee, thanks for the super chat. $4.99 in the building. We certainly appreciate you. Thanks for contributing to Steel Curtain Network. And check out the new website, steelcurtainnetwork.com. A lot of great content up there and stuff. A lot of the great Steel Curtain Network writers and stuff. Check out some of the articles. Check that out. Go ahead, Big G.
It says a lot of the free agents that are available seem to be having issues between characters or injuries. Why not stay the course and build through the draft? Steeler Lee, I think you have to do both.
Yep.
I think you have to build a 53-man roster through free agency and a draft. That's how you do it. You just can't go one way or the other. That's my opinion. Shannon, what you think, bro?
No, you definitely. I mean, you're limiting yourself. The Steelers limited themselves by not being able to sign free agents other than their own for years, and then on top of drafted poorly, now we're in the predicament we're in.
Yeah. Oh, Lord, here we go already. Claude Bishop, the Matrix General himself, for the 5. He said, thanks, Shannon, for showing up. I could use a good voice for real Steelers insight, and I hope that all of this is well with your family.
Yes.
Thank you, Claude.
Claude, you lucky, man, that I got love for Shannon, bro. You lucky I do, man, because he's right. And listen, this prayer's up for Shannon. I'm so glad he's feeling better. Yes. But Claude, you better get some act right over here, bro, because you know where you headed. You better get some act right in you, dog. We got another super chat, Tate. Steelers Reaper, man.
Steelers Reaper. Thanks for joining us, man. I don't think I've seen you in a minute. Thanks for tapping in. What does TJ get after the Crosby contract?
The highest paid defensive player in the NFL.
Yeah, well, I mean, a few dollars more. TJ don't care, though.
I don't want that.
I don't want
Crosby's younger.
Yeah.
He's more effective last year.
Yeah.
TJ is, unless he's willing to move around the formation, because they said part of the reason Austin didn't move him is TJ didn't want to move.
Facts.
So he was easily contained towards the end of the year and had no stats in the playoff game. I will repeat that. 0. So trying to pay him what Crosby's getting would be a fool's errand.
Facts. Only way, Shannon, I'm down with that's load the contract. If they back
that's what they're gonna do. It's gonna be shorter term, more money. So I believe Crosby got what he was 91 guaranteed for 106 for 3 years, but 91
Big
guaranteed.
Big
So
break.
they're guaranteeing him basically 30 a year. And so that's 30 a year. But if he gets the whole contract, that's another 15 million. He get like 35 a year. You get TJ 36, 72 or 2 years, and he done. You all right? I think they and you it adds more cap to this year's cap for the Steelers. So I think they'll work somehow. I think TJ at least gets 2 years, 72 million.
It has to be short term. Based
Yeah, it has
on
to be short term.
From family history, from his own injury history.
Yep.
The way he plays, he's got to be. He really needs some help.
Yep.
I would like to see a dynamic, versatile playmaker, which we talked about recently, me and Big-G.
Yep.
And to take the focus off him some.
Yep.
And allow him, like if he was on the Eagles, he'd be eating.
Yeah.
He'd be feasting.
He'd be the
But
number
on
one
the
player in
Steelers,
the league.
he's
He'd be number
focal
one.
point. He's focal point number one. He needs help.
Yeah. On the Eagles, he's
Hey,
the number one player in the league.
let's go ahead and cut to our first break real quick. Take a pause for the calls. You're watching on YouTube. We're not going anywhere. If you listen on audio, after hear a few words from our partners, pay some bills. But we will be right back after this. We'll get to the homie Luke Cage super chat right after this.
Yep.
And we're back on the Pump Your Brakes podcast in the building with the homies, the fellas, Triple G Shannon White, Mr. Algorithm himself, Big-G in the building. Get them algorithms up like Big-G is requesting every week. We're going to hit you with the algorithm beat and then get to it.
Mamba out.
That's not the algorithm beat. That is. So, fellas, let's get these super chats. We got a super chat from the homie Luke Cage in the building. Luke Cage contributes to $1.99. We appreciate it, Luke. Thank you for that. Eventually, Herbig will take over for Watt.
Oh, you're reading the wrong one. You got the Luke Cage up right now.
Okay,
it's okay. I'll
well,
read
yeah,
it.
go ahead and take Steelers. Oh, I read the wrong one. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let me read Luke Cage. I'm sorry, Steelers.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Go ahead and read it, Big G.
It said, homies, I know y'all going to talk about DK being available and what it might cost us to trade for him. Yeah, we're going to get to that. That's part of what's upcoming. We're going to talk about that here in a minute. Yep. And it's still elite. We got the $1.99. Thank you, bro, for the $9.99. It says eventually Herbig will take over for Watt. I'm not so sure about that, bro. Herbig has showed that he can't hold up against the run, and he's a little small in the britches.
He's a pass rush specialist.
Facts.
He can't play all three downs.
Facts.
But yeah, we definitely gonna talk about DK and the other available options, the wide receiver. Yeah. And Steelers League. Now I'm sorry. Now I'll put your comment up. Yeah, $1.99. Thank you. Yeah. Eventually, Herbig. Oh, we did answer that. Okay, but thanks for the super chat, fellas. So let's go to the combine.
Yep.
Big G, I know you was all worked up, hot and bothered. I didn't know if I need to call and tell Shawnee to check on you down in your studio because you over there excited about some safety out of South Carolina. You and Shannon was blowing up the chat and everything, talking about what players y'all saw that day and everything. Y'all just was excited, like a fat kid in the donut shop. So go ahead, y'all talk about some of the stuff that had you fellas excited.
Man, Shannon, I know you agree with this one, bro. Nicky Umenyiora is that dude, dog. Mm-hmm. Nicky Umenyiora is a game changer, bro. 6'4", 220-pound safety, 4.38 40, 43-inch vertical jump, 11.6 standing broad jump. Bro, that kid, listen, that when you start talking about generational talent, that's what you identify as generational talent. Bro, that they don't grow that on trees. That just ain't gonna arbitrarily come up in the draft. And guess what the killer part is? And Shannon, I know you know this. The Tate match. The Tate match. When you go, listen, I was on South Carolina early last year. They went 9-3. Them boys should have easily
not like Rob Lightfoot.
I know, but me and Rob talked about it. They should have easily went 10-1. Their quarterback got hurt against LSU. They should have won that game, and they got cheated against Bama. They had them beat. So, but Umenyiora, they got TJ Sanders. They got Knight. They got the outside linebacker pass rusher. They had the all-world freshman Stewart. Dog, Umenyiora, it was the dog on their team, the Don Dada. We ain't had a safety like that since freaking Troy Polamalu. Shannon,
Big-G, real quick, read Big Pun's comment.
Punishment said, Minka is the first piece to offer DK, Garrett Wilson, or Cheetah, anyone else. Facts. Big Punishment, I know. Minka, get in the package. Get in the package to get one of them boys. Go ahead, Shannon.
I just, because me and Big G got real excited about Umenyiora.
Yep.
Yeah.
Somebody
you guys did.
That he's a lot like Cam Chancellor. Listen, Chancellor runs like Casey Hampton.
Facts.
Compared to this kid. This kid, right. I mean, understand, the Steelers defenses of the past always had a freak. The Steelers had Mel Blount. They had LC. They had Green, the Stoke Curtain. Then you had Rod Woodson. You had Greg Lloyd. Then you go on and you had Troy Polamalu, who was just all over the place. You didn't know what he was going to do. Then you had Ryan Shazier. When the defense was really going to be special, and then he got hurt.
Yeah.
This kid can be that. You can play him inside off ball. Then you can put him in safety. Then you can put him in the slot. You can move him around. Nobody will have any clue what's coming, where he's coming from, what he's going to do. Okay, here's an example. Hamilton for the Ravens. They use that guy in so many ways.
Facts.
It took him a while to find his niche, but when he did, their defense gelled, and they had a chance to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. That
defense come around when the more responsibility and the more impact he made. This kid is built from that structure. He can and bring that to Pittsburgh. Take the pressure off what? Off Highsmith, off Hayward. I mean, it's imperative if a generational talent like that comes along and the Steelers have an opportunity to try to get him.
Facts, Shannon. Facts, Tate. Facts.
I think
let's go get him.
Y'all mentioned the Legion of Boom. I think the Legion of Boom, as great as defense that was, I think the defense was based and predicated on how good the secondary was. A lot of everybody else to do what they did.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Earl Thomas, Sherman. It was Cam Chancellor, Earl Thomas, Sherman, and the other bum. I forgot the other bum on the other corner. But them two safeties was dogs. And Tate, if we get this kid, him and Elliott becomes Ryan Clark. Let's go get him.
That's what I was going to say to this. He said LeBeau is that there to use him like Troy was used. To use Troy, you had to have Clark. But now you have Elliott.
Yeah.
And therefore, I mean, Elliott had the lowest missed tackle percentage in PFF history last year.
Facts, Shannon.
I mean, think about that. I mean, that's incredible.
Facts. See, this is why bums ain't got nothing on us, Tate. These bums ain't got nothing. You got on the graphic. They ain't got nothing on us. Go ahead, Tate. Go ahead.
I think Ashton asked, like, well, what would it take to get the South Carolina? Would you have to use your first round pick at 21? Could you drop back to the more later in the 20s and get him? Like, how would you have to do?
I would get him in the first round. But that's predicated on trading Minka, because we can get a second and a fifth. We could get a second and a fourth. And then now you jump because of our positions of need is defensive tackle and running backs. So if we trade and we get an extra second and an extra fourth for Minka, draft this kid in the first round, we can still get the defensive tackle and the running back. With 2 second-round picks, we can get them both. Let's go. Get Minka up out of there. I love him, bro, but it's time for you to go. Where my sign at? Adios, muchachos, Minka. I love you, dog. You got to hit the bricks, bro. It's time to go. It's time to go, dog. Got to go.
He's been mid 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
And when I say mid, I'm talking about your average baseline safety.
Yeah.
And he's getting paid way more than that.
Yeah.
So Minka got to get the stepping.
We clear $16 million off the books too.
How many feet are in a mile? 5,280 feet. You pick this ball up, you run every one of them.
Get the stepping.
Adios, muchachos.
That's for you, Minka.
Yeah.
From Big-G, not me.
Yeah.
From Big-G.
Yeah, facts. Listen, I love you, bro. But for the cap, Shannon, hasn't it always been we hold on to dudes too long?
Yeah.
So, do you trade it for a second and fourth, or do you trade to get Tyreek in here? What do you do?
So I want the capital. I traded for a second and a fifth. Second and a fourth, second and a fifth. I want the capital. That's what I want. Shannon, I don't know what Shannon wants, but that's what I want. Shannon, what you want?
I think if to get a guy, let's say that they try to make a run, which I don't want to talk about it yet, but later we will. Say it, Metcalf. I think that Seattle would want it because they cut Lockett too. I think they'd want like a Pickens in return.
Yep.
Which I would do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
And throw in a pick too to get him, to get Metcalf.
Yep.
But regardless, I agree with Big G. When it comes to Minka, I would try to get capital and get a couple picks.
Yeah.
So you trade me for capital, then go ahead and let Pickens in a second go for DK.
Because you might have to use one of the picks to move up to get this
Get a
kid
receiver.
in first. So he would have been in the second. I think he was early second, but with what he did at the combine, now he's up.
So he gonna go too early for us right now where we sitting.
No.
I'm afraid so. Yes.
Well, I think that he's going to go between 17 and 22. It depends on the run. You're going to get a run somewhere in there. So whenever the run hits with those defensive tackles or offensive tackles, that's going to dictate where he's going to show up at. So, Shannon, we might be where we got to move up a spot or two to get him. Well, okay, I get it. And, you know, all these people out there talking about you don't draft a safety in the first round. Why the hell not? The Baltimore Ravens did. They took Kyle Hamilton in the first round, and look at him.
Now
look at him.
Yeah.
And guess what? Guess what, Tate? I'm going to tell him, listen up, you Yinzers. You better not let him get to the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, because let's talk about that.
Trouble. We in big trouble.
That'd be awful. That'd be awful.
That would be awful.
Big trouble.
That'd be worse than facing Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow.
You know why that the Ravens felt comfortable letting Queen walk? It's called personal Hamilton.
Because of Kyle Hamilton, because he could do everything.
Yep.
So we need Human Yoris. He can do everything.
Yep.
All right, Shannon, your player that you know that kind of showed up at the combine for you where now you have interest. Jay's upper teeth. Go ahead, read it, Big G.
Jay's upper teeth for the two binkers. He said, "Why would anybody trade for an overpriced safety? Because Minka's Minka, and
Minka's still good.
Yeah, he's still good, but he's not worth $18 million. Well, it would be.
I'm saying that's why somebody would trade for him.
Yeah, but they would because they would give us second round value or fourth round value. They would.
Here, listen. His value is diminished in our defense because they only rush 4 pass rushers.
Facts.
And they're not getting home and they're not creating pressure. And then they play off-ball man behind it, and he can't be effective. If he was on a team like the Eagles, people who could generate pressure with their front 4 or 5 and play tight man, then he would be a ball hawk again. But in our defense, he can't ball hawk.
Yep.
That's
would take him in a heartbeat. The Philadelphia Eagles would take him in a heartbeat. The Commanders would take him in a heartbeat. The Minnesota Vikings would take him in a heartbeat. And that's just 4 right off the top.
That's that high level football intellect we talking about right there. Shannon broke it down to you very well why Minka still has value.
Yeah.
He's just in the bad system for himself. I mean,
Punishment said, will we compare as measurable to Sean Taylor? Yep.
I said when we talked to Big G, I said Sean Taylor and for the Chargers. Derwin James.
I take it.
Yeah, a combo of them too.
Almighty, look at Almighty over there. What you doing? He says, so why would someone pay him $18 million, but we won't? Makes no sense. Yeah, somebody will trade him.
Because a different scheme, we can use them differently than what the Steelers are using them. And he can get back to get numbers. get back to first team all pros and stuff.
Yeah. And he
You
would
know,
be Detroit or Minnesota or Washington or Philadelphia or
you ain't getting no first round, but you at least getting a second and a fifth or a third and a fourth. You at least get that for Minka.
Yeah, double down. We're gonna get a double down from Minka.
Yeah. Shannon, your guy though, combine. It got you all hot bothered. Like we
You had us pick 3.
Yep.
No, that's 3 for that's 3 for the top 30 visits. This don't got nothing to do with that.
Okay. My guy, it was the top of my list was Ty Robertson.
Ooh.
Okay.
The defensive tackle out of Nebraska. Now he come in at 6'5" and 288, so he'd run a good 40 and jump better than he did. He had the best 40 of any of the defensive linemen or defensive tackles. The reason I like him so much is, again, I'm thinking outside the box. Now, when we get to our top 3 for the top 30 visits, I'll talk about my other guys. But you got to target guys that will fit the scheme for the Steelers that might realistically be available and can contribute immediately. And I think Ty Robertson has got a lot of Aaron Smith, Brett Kiesel. When you watch him, his motor, his character, his off the field at Nebraska, the kid is strong. He's got a great punch.
Yeah.
He plays a little high at times. Being 6'5", he's going to have to learn to get that down. But normally he's going to play at 310, 315, easy. He was cut at 288. He looked smaller than the other guys.
He did that for the combine, what you're saying, right? He did that for the combine.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I hollered at Big-G. I'm like, I love this kid.
Yeah.
He has a great first step. I liked Braden Fisk last year.
Yeah.
Out of Florida State. And he had an excellent rookie season with the Rams. That's how I feel about Ty Robertson. I think I think you can get him in, second or third round.
Yep. Tate, we got another super chat. I'm going to pull it up, bro. It's from, man, I don't want to mess up your last name, so I'm going to call you Marcos Q because I'll mess your last name up, bro. Appreciate the super
Quinto,
chat.
ain't it?
Yeah, I don't want to mess it up. I saw Marcos Q. What's cracking, dog? Right? He said, trade Minka for a second and a sixth and go get Umanura. We need to get young facts. That is 110% big facts. Absolutely.
Marco, thanks for the super chat, and thanks for one of the best of the day anyway. Matrix less worthy comments that we get.
Yep.
So, but Big-G, the homie Steelers Almighty put some up there. Go ahead and address his comment.
What he said?
He said talking to Claude, so.
Oh, yeah.
He ain't go, man, Big B, you ain't go there for no visit, did you, man? You might get stuck.
No. What they telling us do is to command Claude to his necessary place and location. He said, Claude, that's not what you said. You said he suffers from bad coaching. It's the same coaches. Would you please escort Claude Bishop to his normal location that we do on every show with Claude
his
Bishop?
country or the old country?
He came in there and took it over. Claude Bishop is a matrix colonizer. He came in and took it over. He colonized. So go and put him in his locations as he declared himself the grand.
Claude shoot his regular.
Yeah, he didn't over there and colonize. He took over Neo's spot over there holding up the towel. He done took over there. Man, what are you doing, bro? Come on, man.
Hey, okay, real quick for you, BG. We're going to take a break and we're going to get back to the second half of the show. I'm expecting us to have a special guest join us here in a minute. That's why I'm trying to hold off on the top 30.
Yeah.
But go ahead, Big G. Your second person in the combine that they made you feel like your wife made you feel when you first met her.
Didn't nobody make me feel like that. See, that's some diddiness right there, dog. Ain't no grown man ever made me feel like the way LaShonda and Gurley made.
Diddy. You got to chill.
I hit myself with it, man. But I'm talking about on the first date, like you was all Google-eyed and stuff like that. I remember. Cause Big G, like you always said, I be in the streets. You was literally in the streets back then, and then y'all went on a date, and you weren't in the streets no more.
I got handcuffed, dog. I was out of there. I got handcuffed, dog. It was about it.
And that's a true story. But go ahead, Big G.
Yeah, man. I was adios muchachos, man. Now listen. I'm gonna skip to my third guy versus my second guy because
But I'm telling y'all, this don't got nothing to do with your top 30. You just can pick a player whose value went up. You think that's all I'm asking for?
Well, shoot, I got a guy right, Jalen Higgins, wide receiver, Iowa State University. Listen, when I saw him, I thought he was gonna be a 4.5 dude, 4.6 dude. That boy clocked a 4.42, 4.43, something like that. Weighed basically 220 pounds, 6'3" and 4. And you put the tape on, he looks like a bigger, faster version of Mike Evans. So I was like, if we gonna go in the second round and go get a WR, there's our guy. Jaden Higgins is a dog, right? Ain't no ifs. And listen, I was watching, and that's the killer part. He had bums playing quarterback at Iowa State. I was watching the tape, they was throwing him all high, trying to make impossible catches on the sideline, and that boy was snatching them. I was like, we got to go get him. Now, there's another dude, but I'll talk about him when we get to our three. But there's another dude that I was like, yeah.
Let's go ahead and take our break real quick, and we're going to come back, and we're going to finish this up and talk about the top 30 prospects and the Steelers moving forward. Some quarterback. Let me play this right now real quick. Because we got more quarterback. This is from right after the combine, but we starting to sound like Justin Fields may be the guy. We may get something done before the weekend is over.
If you say to me, what's the best educated guess based on talking to several sources around the league, Justin Fields over Russell Wilson, at least right now, feels like the direction they're going. Obviously, Russell Wilson was the starter last year. It was good until the end when it wasn't. He will at least have some sort of a market, but you're right. Justin Fields does seem to be at least the priority now. They do have an edge up on everyone. They could get a deal done right now.
So Matt Stafford was the first domino to fall. Yeah. And once that happened, teams started making moves. Maybe the Steelers got a little more serious. But it's a lot of talk. It's even been said by Schefter as recently as today that Justin Fields seems to be the favorite in Pittsburgh, and they thinks they may be able to get something worked out before the legal tampering period starts. So we're going to go ahead and go to break real quick. We right back after this. You're watching on YouTube. Stay with us. We're not going anywhere. Audio platform listeners, we appreciate you. Keep rocking with us. We'll take a small pause, hear from our partners and advertisers, and be right back after this.
Yeah, Tate, I see them lips moving over there. I got my sign up, and I still got a bead eye on you. You're getting a big fine for them lips churning and moving. I see.
I'm a stand-up dude, Big G, full of integrity.
Yep.
But yeah, thanks for getting back with us on Wednesday night, for rocking with us on Wednesday night episodes of the Pump Your Brakes podcast. You got myself, Tate, in the building with Big-G and Shannon. And we all are a bunch of Steeler fans and a bunch of crash dummies, but we know football. We like to talk about it with our Pump Your Brakes nation. So shout out to Pump Your Brakes. So Big-G and Shannon, about that quarterback news we just were talking about, real quick, y'all go ahead and give me your thoughts on the quarterback position in Pittsburgh as you feel about it right now on this Wednesday night.
Shannon, do what you do, bro. Do what you do.
Well, I seen that Minshew that's going to be available, and I thought that was interesting. I'm sure they're giving him time to try to find somewhere else his next location. And what made me think of that is if the Steelers mess around and let Fields hit free agency, I'm afraid they're going to miss out on him. And that's the kind of guy we're going to be left with. So they need to get Fields signed before the start of free agency and not risk. At the worst, he's going to drive his price up, I believe, because I watched the combine and those quarterbacks were not impressive. That's just my opinion. Y'all might disagree, but I was not impressed. And I'd rather see him, if you're going to roll it back with all the coaches and the scheme and everything, then bring Fields back, give him an RPO, an offense built around his talent, improve the talent around him in free agency in the draft, and let's see what happens. But I'm not interested in these other guys out there.
Shannon, listen, man, I hear what you're saying, but hell no to dumpster juice Gunnar Minshew, dog.
I didn't say Minshew. I said that's who they're going to get left with if they don't sign Fields.
Listen, that's worse than Danny Dimes. Hell no.
I was thinking the same thing about Danny Dimes and him.
No way.
But he didn't say him. He said that they're gonna be left picking over scraps.
Oh yeah, okay.
But I think at the very least that's when they go plus playing Russ.
Yeah. At that point, Russ. At that point.
No, I'd rather have Minshew and Russ. I don't want Russ.
Oh, I
back.
wouldn't.
Dang.
I do not want Russ back. No.
Shannon.
I'll take Brother Minshew just because Russ is experienced, know the offense, and he can play. I mean, Russ at his bottom is Minshew at his best. And neither one will be the guy they just a bridge. So I'll take Russ still.
I would take Jacoby Brissett before I took Gunnar Minshew, dog. I ain't gonna lie. Tyrod Taylor. Give me one of them.
I'll take Jameson Winston.
Hell no, Shannon.
I'll take him over Russ.
No, Shannon.
I'll take him over Russ.
He gonna throw just as many picks as you touchdown.
Hey, Big G, real quick. Our special guest not gonna make it. Big G. Yeah. Have you looked at tape on Mike Green, edge from Marshall?
Yeah. Have I looked at it? Yeah, I have. Right now.
So, what do you think about him? Answer Donnie's question.
Well, I like him, but we ain't no
Big G. Don't get these hands, bro.
No, Don. Listen, Mr. Boy, don't let tape fool you. There ain't no hands. There ain't no hands. There might be some sparks smacked up out of somebody, but it ain't gonna be no hands laid around here. It's gonna be straight sparks, and that's it. So I like Green, but he's not our first round pick. He's an edge rusher. He can't play inside. He had some character issues, i.e. why he ended up at Marshall. Now, he's an outstanding talent, but if we bring him in, we got to trade Highsmith. So if that's what you're thinking and feeling, then what's the value for Highsmith? Because he's not going to start over Watt because we run a 3-4 defense, right? So our defense, our outside linebackers are our edges. He's not going to start over Highsmith, and he's not going to start over TJ Watt. So no, we don't. That's a player that can develop and become a very good NFL player, but he's not for us. We don't need him right now. We don't need him right now.
Okay, bro. I'm not froze. You hear me?
Oh. Yeah.
All right, so let's get into the top 30 visit. So, every year at draft time to the combine, teams get to invite 30 potential draft prospects to their facility for meetings with the organization, the owners, the GM, the coaches, position coaches, and everything to kind of get a feel for the player. You get only 30.
Yeah.
So we each took a tenth of 30. We each picked 3 people.
Mm-hmm.
Shannon, you go ahead and go first. You already talked about your boy Taylor from Nebraska. So yours starts in the middle, Shannon, where you were invited. That's Taylor.
No, it's Ty Robertson.
Yeah, that's
Ty Robertson. Yeah, you're Robertson. I'm sorry. Yeah.
So I already talked about him. My second guy is Jack Bish.
Yeah.
Bech.
Yeah.
And he's the one that they did the story on his brother was tragically killed New Year's Day, right there in New Orleans.
Yeah.
It was run down by that truck.
Yeah.
So a lot of people know about him now,
Mm-hmm.
but he was a very good wide receiver for TCU. I understand when me and Big-G are discussing these prospects, again, we're thinking outside the box.
Mm-hmm.
We're thinking about scheme fit, character fits, guys that might realistically be there, have positions of value where you could get them in a round where they're going to have extra value.
Yeah.
Besh, the thing about that young man, if you watch the Senior Bowl, I think he had 6 catches for 68 yards, had the game-winning catch, but there was multiple times that he went across the middle, and the quarterback in a Senior Bowl game, a talent display, whatever you want to call it, threw the ball high and laid over the middle, and he went and got it, took a couple of shots.
Yeah.
A lot of guys would be like, take me out. I'm not risking it. I mean, they didn't even play in their own bowl games.
Facts.
He just got up, went back to the huddle like nothing happened.
Mm-hmm.
And it might have been Ryan Howard that set him up a couple of times.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the kid catches everything.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to look it in, and he's not struggling. He catches it out from his body. He reminds me of one of my absolute favorite receivers right now, Puka Nacua.
Mm.
Now, he did not run the 40 at the combine. I don't know why. Because I don't care. Puka run a 4.57.
Yeah.
I think this kid will be in that range.
Yeah.
I don't care because he can get open.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to have a lot of separation because he runs good routes and he has great hands. And he's super tough.
Yeah.
That's the kind of character guy, too, that the Steelers need in that locker room.
Yeah.
There's some guys that will be available in the mid rounds in this draft, or late in round 2 even, that could really be a contributor this year for the Steelers. And I know that you were talking about Higgins. There's different guys. I like Horn, whose dad played in the NFL, out of Colorado. I think he's an underrated wide receiver. There's the top couple guys.
Yeah.
But there's guys down through there that I like a lot too.
Yeah.
The last guy I have is I can't say his first name. I call him Hampton.
Omarion. Yeah,
Hampton out of North Carolina.
Yeah.
Here's why. He's not the perfect outside zone guy. He's more of your, between the tackles, power, burst. He hits the hole full speed.
Yeah.
The problem is I don't know how this offensive line is going to develop. I don't trust Meyer as an offensive line coach.
Oh.
And I think that Hampton is the safe pick, and that I think that he can run outside zone if they perfect it and improve it. If not, they can do a lot of that they were doing last year between the tackles and some cut blocks. And, I think that either way, he would be very effective. A couple of the guys are more like, is it Johnson out of Iowa? You got Tootin out of Virginia Tech, who's an underrated
Johnson out of Iowa. I was turned off by his 4.57.
Yeah, but he runs faster than that. I mean, you didn't see him get run down in college like you did.
He broke a lot. He broke a lot in college.
Yeah. So I think that he might not time well. Well, Henry Tate run a 4.53, and Henry don't get caught from behind.
That's true.
So I think that Johnson's faster than he, See, okay. Harris never ran a 40 after he graduated. The Steelers drafted a guy, and he never ran a 40 for him.
Yeah, facts.
That's insane. You can't do that.
I heard you say it on The Hangover.
Yeah. So, but I like Hampton. KT Smith was there at the combine, and he said of all the running backs, this kid is put together, that he liked his attitude, his answers to interview questions, and he's young. I think he's still 21. So, running backs, you don't want them to be 23, 24 because they have a short shelf life. So that's – and then I got another guy that I'll just mention is Wyatt Milam out of WVU who can play – he's right now they're talking about offensive tackle, but he can also play guard. And I think you can play him pretty quick, and he can help solidify the line.
Yeah.
Comment from Muhammad Rob Lightfoot.
That's between Rob and Shannon. Shannon can put him in the matrix. I don't care. I don't care. Shannon, does he go in the matrix?
Hey, he can have his opinion. That's fine. Not everybody loves me. That's fine.
You got some facts. I mean, hey, yeah, Shannon like Big-G himself, just long with it. Like this is one of the shows I think that work. If you count all the words we all said in shows, I get the least in this one. So
that's facts.
I'm used to it. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, that's
I just try and keep the train on schedule. Big-G, I am gonna go first real quick. That way you can tell us about you want to comment on any one of me and Shannon's guys, and then finish up with yours.
Yep.
So my three guys that are must see in the building for a meeting are y'all have already both mentioned one of them because y'all talk so much.
Stop that.
One of my guys, my first guy is Jalen Higgins. Is it Jalen or Jaden?
Jalen
Higgins at Iowa State. State.
Yeah.
Really, really, really good receiver. I think he's like 6'3", almost 6'4", 215-ish pounds, right?
Yeah.
He catches everything. Big catch radius. He catches with his hands, not a body catcher for a big guy.
Facts.
So, I would really be okay with him potentially like the second round if you did go D-line and did get a Mecca Book, or you surprise us and get the safety out of South Carolina in the first round. I mean, I wouldn't be mad at Higgins.
Yeah.
Love for Shannon, from Rob Shannon. He just know he just know you and Big-G both bloviate. That's all. It's all in love. It's a brotherhood in here.
Yeah. Facts.
Hey man, my second player, we talked about him already, but I want to see him get a visit. Tootin from Bishal Tootin from West Virginia Tech. Great running back, ran the fastest 40 at the combine, 4.32.
Yeah.
He's a good zone runner.
Good size too. He's a good size.
He's like what, 5'10", 205, 202?
No, he's over 210. He's a big boy. Big boy. I'll check his measurables. Keep talking. Go ahead. He's a good zone runner. He's not shifty. He can have a little wiggle, but he don't got the whole, Jalen Gibbs wiggle kind of thing. But he'd be that type of player. He'd be great in a multiple running back, offense. What do you call them when you got multiple running backs? A committee. Thank you, Shannon. A committee. It's Sonic and Knuckles. Sonic and Knuckles.
Yeah. Or I see. Who is Sonic and Knuckles now? That's Detroit, right?
Montgomery and Gibbs. Baby. Yeah. Montgomery and Gibbs.
Yeah, Detroit. Okay. I mean, I still think of it like Thunder and Lightning. I'm going back to Brandon Jacobs and Tiki Barber.
Yeah.
But and my third guy is a D tackle, Derek Alexander out of Toledo. I believe he's like 6'3", 310, athletic. I hear he looks smaller at the combine than what people thought by his measurables. But again, like Shannon said about Robinson, he could have just been in really, really good shape to test really, really well at the combine.
Yeah.
But so I like him as a potential early in his career, potential rotational guy with a lot of upside. But he's one of those D tackles we can get in the third round. You know what I mean?
Who's that?
Alexander out of Toledo.
Oh, I like him too. Yes.
Yeah. So those are my three. So Big-G, go ahead and give your three that we can talk about. Your three is the final three on the right.
Well, listen, I like both of you guys as three as far as interviews. And I promise you, I'll take any of those guys if we draft them on the first, second, or third round. I promise you, I'll take any of them because they're great players, right? My three guys, I talked to an extent about Nicky Uriora. I think that this kid is just a once-in-a-lifetime type safety type player. So I love him, and I wish the Steelers would bring him in. My second guy is Alik Anyamura, wide receiver, Stanford University. Right?
Yes.
I did not know that much about this kid going into the combine. I heard that he cooked Travis Hunter. So I went back and I looked at the tape and I was like, okay. But then I watched it on field when he did the drills and the gauntlet drill. Man, didn't one of them. Listen, it was fluid. He was catching all of them away from his body, running full speed back and forth across and all the drills. He looked crisp and sharp. And he's a big boy. He ain't no little bitty fella. He about 6'2", about 6'2 and a half, about 210, 215 pounds. He ran. I thought he was going to run slow. He ran fast. So
How fast he ran?
Like a 4.48, 4.49. By the way, you guys, ladies and gentlemen, this was the fastest wide receiver group and fastest running back group in NFL history.
Ever.
Across so boys that was running 4.49s, you looked at them like they slow because you got boys out there running 4.2s and 4.3s. They was fast out there, bro. Fast. So let me get Jay's upper teeth $2, man. Big G, if we don't trade Minka, who do you take with the first? Then I'm gonna get to that. Okay. Now and then
Hey, Big G.
Yes, sir.
You know where Amenyora is from, don't you?
No, I don't, Shannon.
He's from Stanford.
Oh, you talking about the safety or the wide receiver?
Your wide receiver.
Oh, he's from Stanford University. Yeah, of course.
Guess
yeah,
who else was from Stanford?
It's a whole bunch of them. Who you want?
Puka Nacua.
Yes.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, but listen,
Puka finished at BYU though, right?
Yeah, but he finished at BYU. He might have started out at Stanford.
Okay, I thought
I thought he started at Stanford. I could be wrong, baby.
Yeah, you're probably right, but he finished at BYU.
Yeah, but I mean, you're like, he had a game where he had like 20-something catches and 295 yards against Travis Hunter. I mean, he flat out cooked him.
Your boy cooked Travis Hunter too. I thought Shannon was going to say, he said the other guy at Colorado, Horton, though, at Colorado, his junior year before he got hurt, cooked Travis Hunter.
Yeah, Colorado State. Yeah, he did cook him, right? But this thing about this Amenyora kid, man, is I think that he's a realistic target for us to get in the second or even in the third round. Because the abundance – you're going to see, like I said before, runs at DT, runs at running back. You're going to see runs, right? So that pushes a guy who really has late first, early second talent down to late second, early third. So I think he's a realistic shot. And I think character, education, smarts, knows how to play football, can get open in a phone booth. Yeah, we got to get him. Now, my third guy that I like is Tyleik Williams, right? Now, y'all can call me a homer and all whatever else. He did not run the 40. He did not. But you better go back and watch them on the field drills. He looked just as good as Harmon from Oregon. He looked just as good as any defensive tackle that was out there. And, oh, by the way, Tyleik weighs 330-something pounds, dog. He weighs like 332 or 333 pounds. He looked like a dancing panda out there, bro. Smooth, fast, skilled, gonna get to the ball. So if we don't go after a DT in the first round, this is another player prospect that we can look at the second or even possibly in the third and bring a guy in to get our defensive line better, which is a priority for the Pittsburgh Steelers, bro. Priority.
Okay. Real quick, Shannon, your three guys, what round can you get those three guys in?
I think, well, it really comes into day 2, day 3. I don't think that, obviously, none of the three are, well, I don't think none of them are first day 1. I don't think first round. So
you don't think Hampton is day 1?
I think you'll be early round 2.
Oh,
okay.
I think he's gonna go first, but go ahead.
I think that there's that the one running back from Boise State, I can't think of his name.
Genty,
yeah. I think he's definitely going into first. And Hampton, if he does first, it'll be late first. But I think he could fall into the second.
Yeah.
Which, the Steelers might have to make a move to try to get him if they wanted to. But then I think that you could get Robertson in the maybe late second early third, and Besh late third, somewhere in the third, mid to late third.
Okay, real quick on me. Higgins, you got to get him in second. Tootin, you get him in third or fourth. Alexander, you can get in third or fourth.
Yeah.
I think he might be there at 120, but if you really want him, you're going to get him at 83.
Yeah.
Big-G, yours real quick. Then we're going to take a quick break and then come back and talk about potential wide receiver trade. We're going to be real quick with that, but we're going to touch on it because who asked about that earlier, Big-G?
I'm not sure. Somebody, I can't remember. You and yours in the first, Tyleek and or the wide receiver out of Stanford, second or third. So, the only one guy up there is a first rounder. You and yours.
Okay, so if you're watching on YouTube, stay with us. We'll come back, talk about the wide receiver, potential trade targets, a lot of free agents too. But the trade targets are what is really looking like fun, shiny objects to roll out onto the field with. So if you're watching, we're not going nowhere, we're going to finish up and listen on audio. This is our last break. We'll come back and, like I said, talk about this trade. Stay with us. We'll be right back after this. And we're back to close out the Pump Your Brakes podcast on a Wednesday evening on the Steel Curtain Network, Fans First Sports Network. All Steelers, all love, all the time for each and every one of you that join us, from my brothers Big-G and Shannon. And just, spread love everywhere. Fellas, let's talk about this potential trade market. Big-G, we talked about this on
Smash the gas.
Smash the gas. Shout out to Smash the Gas. Go ahead and plug it one time real quick, Big-G.
Smash the gas. The pre-show, before the show, we jump over here on Pump Your Brakes on Steel Curtain Network. You can find this on the Know It Alls channel. It's me and Tate. And when he's talking about being uncensored, I literally am unhinged. Like, I promise you tonight, I was like a 5. And if you get an opportunity, go back and rewatch it. And subscribe over there on the Know It Alls channel if you got it. So Tate is unbothered by all my just going off, but I was a 5. But I promise you next week, I'm going to be about a 7 or 8. The closer we get to the stuff, I'm going to start cutting up, boy. I'm going to start cutting up.
Be sure to check it out. We're gonna try and go about 30 minutes before this broadcast so we can let Big-G get all this stuff he wanted to say that we don't want to say on here. We're trying to let him get that off his chest. But okay. And now to the potential trades. Man, I had let me pull the graphic up. My bad. I got it right here. So the guys that are available. So Shannon, I'm gonna let you go first. Big-G already talked. We talked this a little bit on the last show. Available requested a trade today. DK Metcalf. John Lynch put his players in the trade market. Who we were trying to get all last summer. Brandon Ayuk. Who we tried to get all last summer and into the year. Cortland Sutton. And now Tyreek Hill's potentially on the trade market. So Shannon, of these guys, what do you think?
Well, Metcalf, I'm all for it. I think that, depending on the cost, I mean, it's going to, they got the cap space, but I'm all for it to bring in a guy like that. You could quickly revamp this wide receiver room, especially if the Seahawks would be interested in Pickens and included in that. If not, you could keep Pickens and you could have him for 1 year, and you can always redshirt him if he put up something big and to get your value out of him. But now, as far as the hook, I'm done with that. He got hurt, and so I don't think he's as good as he was when they were trying to sign him last offseason. So I'm not interested. I like Sutton.
Yeah.
I think Sutton would be an upgrade, wide receiver 1 here. And again, I'm thinking with Justin Fields as the quarterback. You give him big body receivers who can do something after the catch, that have a big catch radius, and then you can work RPOs with.
Yeah.
And you can do that with Metcalf, and you can do that with Sutton. And of course, we know Hill could fly.
Yeah.
So get him the ball in space. The problem is will they let him throw it over the middle? Because when you let Hill run across the middle, he runs away from everybody.
Yeah.
But the problem is Tomlin's scared to death to throw over the middle. So I'd rather have Metcalf. I'd rather have Sutton, then Hill, and I don't want a hook.
Yeah.
Big G, let me go real quick, and you can bring it on home, and we get out of here.
Go ahead.
I like DK. I've talked about DK Metcalf for the better part of the offseason as far as trade potential.
Facts.
I like DK a lot. I like him with Pickens, tell you the truth. I mean, at the very least, if you Pickens play this year and shows up, you can franchise him and have those two paired together for 2 years, then decide who you want to extend, because DK got 2 years left on his contract too.
Yeah, facts.
So I like that.
Extension.
Say it again, Shannon.
He'll want an extension.
Pickens?
No, Metcalf.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. That's the tough part too. But
Yeah.
cross that bridge we come to it. But I like those two together.
Yeah.
And then you can still draft the receiver, but you don't got to make it as early a priority if you got Pickens and Metcalf.
Oh, definitely.
And you got Roman Wilson and Calvin Austin, who said he's ready for a big year. That was him quoted somewhere today. Brandon Ayuk, I'm with Shannon. No go. Then thought he was being overvalued last year. Now, having got the money and haven't really played well, the few games he played, then being hurt, I want no part of that.
Yeah.
Cortland Sutton, I like him a lot. He's a poor man's version of DK Metcalf. I mean, but I could roll with him. I have no problem with him. He would be the third one on my list.
Yeah.
And DK would be second, and Tyreek Hill would be first. For me, you think about, I mean, I think he had a lot to prove. And like Big G, like you said, y'all probably still are almighty. He's a top 10 player in football.
Facts.
Top 10.
Facts.
I mean, he still is probably like a 4.35, 4.38 40s right now. Still.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's 31. I think you look at Justin Fields, his best, who's the receiver he played best with. 2 receivers. DJ Moore, when he's in Chicago for a brief amount of time.
Yep.
And our boy, what's his name? Atlanta, or we went to school with his mom, Val. Mooney, Darnell Mooney. Darnell Mooney. So those quick in space receivers and get loose, and he just can throw the short pass and let them, get a lot of rack yards.
Yeah.
I like those guys. That's why I said if Steelers would go with Fields, and it didn't happen already, the 49ers didn't pull the trigger on it, Debo would have been an option with me with Fields. So now I like Tyreek as an option for me with Fields. And again, if you get Tyreek and you keep Pickens, you don't got to draft as urgent. Then you can get your 2 defensive tackles and a lineman, and then look for a receiver that can play some special teams and, be the 4th or 5th guy, compete with Austin and Roman Wilson.
Yeah. But listen.
Go ahead, Big G.
I don't disagree. Shannon, I love DK. But if I can get the cheetah, I want the cheetah, dog. If I can get the cheetah. Because the cheetah changes the game, bro. The cheetah makes your defense cheat. You can't single him. And I'm sorry. Last year, he had almost 1,000 yards receiving, X amount of touchdowns, and his wrist was jacked up. He was supposed to have surgery at the beginning of the season and refused it. And he's down there playing with big trash Tua at quarterback. So you get him with Justin, where we can be dynamic with him, design plays, and do whatever else to get him open, the cheetah. Now, DK, he still got some stuff in the tank. He still does.
Well, he's younger.
Yeah. Sutton got some stuff left in the tank. I don't want no part of Brandon Ayuk's. Get him out of here. But give me the cheetah, dog. Give me the cheetah. Oh, Lord, Tate, look at this dude. Claude Bishop. Claude Bishop, man, we thank you for the thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Claude. Claude, and the Trip suck it up every week. He is great, but I guess every show me and Big G on with somebody, Pay be great, B Dirt be great. Like, everybody be greater than us.
He said, thanks, Shannon, for another great show. Claude, you know what? I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you.
I definitely appreciate Claude, man.
He's a gentleman. He's a gentleman and a scholar.
And he's the governor.
He's a fool and crazy, Shannon.
And he's the governor, the king, the great and powerful Oz of the Matrix.
He all that stuff I said. And he still found a way to rise to power in this country.
Yeah.
Country's great.
Yeah.
But so Shannon, go ahead and tell us what you got going on, man, and we'll go ahead and get ready to get out of here and let Big G finish up.
Well, let's say, have me on something else. I was on the Q&A last Sunday.
You went back. I saw you, yeah.
Yeah, you won't see me again till the Hangover on Monday.
Okay, everybody be sure to check out The Hangover and check out all the Steel Curtain Network shows, man, on YouTube and on audio. There's a lot of stuff on audio that we don't even think about when you're watching on YouTube. But just go to the Steel Curtain Network, FFSN Steel Curtain Network on wherever you listen to audio and check out the different shows and stuff, man. A lot of good stuff out there.
Yep.
Big G, go ahead. What you got going on?
Well, Friday I got the Homies and the Homies Overtime podcast with PYB Dirt and my boy Tate Boy Fresh. We're gonna have a little full mock draft in totality for all of our squads over there on Friday, man. And then B Dirt's running the overtime, man. So it's gonna be some shenanigans and some clowning. And you know how you get down every week with his topics and subjects. And Tate, I can't stand this graphic, dog, because you got the Cleveland Browns in the catbird seat and the Steelers up there at the top left. Get that ugly orange off that thing, dog. We don't have time with L's.
It's an AFC North show. You don't like the fact that Cleveland up under you.
Get them out of here, bro. I don't want nothing brown close to me. I don't want my blanket brown. I don't want my clothes brown. I don't want my shoes brown. I don't want nothing brown close to me. Get it away. I don't want nothing like that.
It's a lot of talk in the Cleveland sphere. Them fans mad at how they did Nick Chubb.
Yeah, and they should be. Their organization is trash. Matter of fact, their organization is dumpster juice. They horrible. They horrible, dog.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I could get Nick Chubb for $3 million, I'd give him a shot for the Steelers. If it's me, as one of the, then you might have to draft 2 running backs, Warren, Nick Chubb, and somebody else. So
Mark Tobin said
if it's $3 million.
Mark Tobin said if it's brown, flush it down. You absolutely right, Mark. Yeah, that's where it belongs.
No doubt.
It belongs there, bro. Facts.
So go ahead and finish up, Big G, before you get distracted and bloviate.
Yeah, and then Sunday we're on the know-it-alls. Make sure you swing over there, check out me, Mod.
And that was the whole first round mock draft, right?
Yeah, we're doing a whole 32 round mock draft. Me, B Dirt, Tate, and Mod, man. So all 32 picks for the first round. We're gonna see how we come out. Y'all, we get a lot of traction on those mock draft shows, bro. Because people like it and the insight that we give concerning the players. And we just don't randomly pick nobody. So that's what I got going on for the rest of this week, bro. For the rest of this week.
And Steelers, I got a quick little clip. I want to see Big G, Shannon, I want y'all to get this to Mr. Rooney and Omar Khan. As we go into free agency, I got a strategy for the Steelers. This is it. And then we out.
What you gonna do, Jerry?
Show the players the money, and we'll be all right.
Yep.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. Till next week. Peace.